Welcome back YouTube, KRoad17 here with more League Racing. Tonight we are with SF1 for the Classic League Racing. Yeah, it's going to be quite interesting. We're at Germany at the Hockenheim Ring with the 1992 Williams.
Engine fired, we're set.
That sounds so much better than anything from 2019. I don't care if you guys disagree. I think so. I love the classic cars, but nevertheless, we're going to dive into qualifying. On our out lap, you can see we have 13 minutes and 12 seconds left, still trying to get a handle of this car. This car is a beast, but it feels very understeery. But I do think this was the year they had that, they had those like traction control components tucked away. As you can tell, like even with no assists on, this car is relatively easy to drive. But here we are, there we go. Got a guy really far in the grass there already, so just finding the levels of this car, pushing it as best as we can on to where we're going to come out. We're going to come out P4.
We have 2 laps of fuel remaining.
So that's not going to stay, I can tell you guys, we dropped quite a bit. We're already P6. So I'm letting another driver through, SF1 Jezza. He's a good mate of mine. He's actually hilarious, but here we are. So we're going to follow him through, letting him through. And he chucks the car into a spin, so we have to kind of avoid him. And we actually made the slightest of contact through that. And he was given a 5 grid spot penalty. I don't know why, but it's what it is. And you guys can see our last lap, we actually throw it into an invalidation lap. But Jezza goes flying through again, so we're going to follow him through. Try not to impede on anybody else's lap. As you see, Jezza gets really out of shape and smacks the wall on the last lap of qualifying. He's a character, I'll tell you. But yep, that's going to be qualifying over with. So we're going to move on to the race in just a bit. But here you have it. We actually finished P10. Ultra Stick gets first, Harrison second, and Price Tag in third. Livid Opossum is in fourth. SF1 Yukizumi is in 5th. Pardon my language if I did not pronounce that right. Clutchy 6th. Porter up 7th. Jezza in 8th. Tom 9th. And myself in 10th. But Jezza does have that 5 grid spot penalty. And guess what?
Maintain focus going into the first few corners. We don't want an incident before the race has even started.
It wouldn't be classic cars if you didn't throw a little bit of rain into it. In last week's league race, there was rain at the beginning, which I was not able to capture because I had a lapse of memory and forgot to set it to record. But here you are, chucking a ton of fuel into the car. It's going to be very heavy at the beginning, but this race is supposed to dry out, as you can see. And you're going to want to run rich as much as you can in this car to get that speed. But here we are. Formation lap is a go, and it is raining, and it's going to be mayhem, possibly. We don't know.
I'm not seeing any technical issues coming off the practice start. Watch the RPM on the full start. We don't want to bog down.
No technical issues, but some serious physical issues. This car is extremely tail happy in this rain, and I can tell you that from just driving on this formation lap. But nevertheless, we're going to pull up after our formation lap and wait for the 5 red lights to go out. As
the rest of the grid is forming up, be patient and watch for the lights.
What do you know it? SF1 Jezza holding the entire field up. Thank you for that one. Cheers, buddy. I'll remember that next time you are up ahead and I'm in the back. But here we are waiting for those 5 red lights to go. And it is going to be away for the German Grand Prix. 5 red lights are out, and we're going easy on the throttle. You don't want to spin this car out. Tail is very happy in the rain. Here we go. Tom gets a little loose out of that section. So we're going to follow through, really take our time. Tom dives to the outside, dives back to the inside. I'm going to leave him room to get his car situated. And Jezza collects Tom and runs into the back of him and sends his car spinning. So, I mean, it's all kicking off, guys. This is going to be quite an interesting race from now. If this rain continues, these guys can't control the car. Here we have a car ahead of us in the grass. Another car runs into the grass. Guys, these guys are flying everywhere. That is El Portero into the grass. So we're following Clutchy through here. It's just going to get very interesting, but it's very hard to gauge this turn. I go really late on the brakes, but ultimately go wide.
Alright, one run off the line. We're in a good position.
Good position, but a very rainy position, I would say. We have Swiss right behind us. He's looking pretty racy. Possum ultimately falls down from Clutchy. Clutchy gets around him. It is now time to push, but I don't want to push too much. As you guys can see, if you watch the wheel, I was fighting this car so hard. As you see, Swizz goes right past me, but I'm going to leave him in the room because I don't want to take that battle. And I ultimately go wide for my troubles. Pull it into the gravel, and there goes Ninja Bear as well. So, I mean, I lost out 2 positions on just giving somebody some of the room. And now I'm fighting the car because the tires are cold. They have gravel on them, and it's going to kick off here. I have all to do, and I have to push to try to get back up to these guys, get back up to Swizz, get back to Ninja Bear. Stig sets the first quick lap, but it is ultimately the first lap, so it seems like he has the early pace of the race. But we're going to carry on and actually go the whole way through lap 2. We have El Portero right behind us as we dig wide again. I felt so understeery in the rain. I don't know why it is. But you'll see once the sun kicks out, this car kind of turns alive. But I'm going to give Portero the room. He does seem to have a little bit more pace than I do. I don't want to fight him too much or hold him back. So I'm going to let him go. Tom has retired from the race. And some random person, I don't know who it was, joined the lobby. But never mind that. We're not looking at that. Portero faster currently, so I'm going to try to stay within the slipstream. We do set a green sector 1, so we're carrying the pace as well. Easy on the brakes here. We do have Jezza right behind us. And from qualifying, we know how Jezza can be sometimes. As I get really loose out of that corner, we want to try to keep ahead of him and give him a good race, but ultimately not hold him back, as he is a quicker driver than myself.
Be aware, there's an incident in the next parts of the track. No overtaking through the yellow flags.
Possum has put himself out of this German Grand Prix, so now that is a free position gain. As you guys can see, the rain has stopped.
Pit in this lap, and remember the speed limit. We'll be penalised if we exceed it. Keep that in mind as you approach.
I felt like it was too early to pit for the dries, but Jeff was calling me in for the dries. A couple of the other people were slapping on the dries, so ultimately I had to follow suit and do the same. We're going to pull it into the pits here and throw on the dries and throw a couple Hail Marys, hoping that we're going to last. But here we are, Harrison right behind us. Harrison really quick.
Our gap to the car in front is 7.8 seconds.
I felt a little more comfortable in the dry, exceeding the track limits a little bit, but I did ultimately feel a bit racy, so I wasn't going to hold him up too much. Getting a good, decent entrance to that turn, wanted to get a good exit, but he seems like he was running, I don't know, he must have been running less wing than myself, because he actually just takes off here after a bit. I give him the inside room for this, but I'll ultimately have the inside for the next turn, but he just seems too quick, so I back out. I don't want to hold him up too much. Now we have our good buddy SF1 Jezza right behind us again, so I can't seem to get away from him, but no, we're going to give him a good run. We're going to try to stay on the backboard of Harrison, but that is going to be a big task. He is one of the GP1 quicker drivers of Formula 1, SF1, Simulation Formula 1.
Someone's come off ahead of you. There's a yellow flag ahead.
Yellow flags are out ahead.
Okay, clear.
But it's clear now, so I don't think we're going to catch up to see who that was. I believe it might have been El Portero, if I take it. I can't tell just yet, but we do have Jess right behind us as I go in really wide. And the traction he gets out of this turn, he just takes off. I was like, how you doing that, man? So we're going to stick right on board with him and try to keep up with him, as I felt like if I could keep up with somebody, he is quicker than me, but I felt like we're kind of the same, I guess you would say, skill level. He's definitely more improved than myself with the no assists. We both made a pact on 2019 that we weren't going to use assists, so he's been practicing a lot more than me. I actually had some really good battles with him in SF1's GP2 League about a year and a half ago, as Porto dives into the grass, so that's a position gain for us. And you'll see Jezza a little over happy that we let him go through. He gives us a cheeky little wave there. Cheers for that one, mate. I saw that. But here we are at lap 13, setting greens. I was trying to chase him like a complete utter idiot, lost focus, and ultimately pushed way too hard and ended up in the gravel. So I mean, I'm still learning on when to push, when to not push. Do a nice little spin there and get back on the track. But now we have Portero catching us because he did make a pit stop to fix his wing, and he has a brand new set of tires. As you can see, our tires are littered with gravel, so we're going to have to mind that, and the fact that he's on quicker tires than me right now.
Gap to car in front is 12.2 seconds.
So we ultimately make it a pit stop, and Portero gets around us, so we're chasing him. This is the end of the race. As you see, Ulster Stig grabs the win, and Portero and I were just having a couple dances between the last few laps. I would catch him and he'd pull away, I'd catch him and he'd pull away. But, you know, good shout to Portero, good drive. We're going to come home P10, which is not enough for points in the Classic League because they run Classic point system, but still good drive, and that will do it for this race. There you have it. Ulster Stig grabs the win. I think it was his first win for, this is only the second race. Next week we are at Bahrain in the 2006 Reliant, which was Fernando Alonso's car. This, the way they have this planned out is actually, you know, they focus on classic cars that are in the game and then the drivers who drove them to a victory. So each car is set on a track that won at that track at the certain year that they drove that car. That would do it. We come short of points. The points range from 1st to 8th. So we just missed out on points. We did beat Portero off of penalties. But if you guys enjoyed this video, hit like, hit subscribe, go subscribe to SF1. But until then, I will leave you off with the race highlights. And as always, I'll see you guys very soon on the next video.